Yo guys, welcome back to the Farmers Footy channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the weekend games again. It's been a while since with the international break and everything, so I feel a little bit out of it. But yeah, let's get right into it. So normally I do these in order of when the game happened, but I think maybe I'll do it in order of what I think people are interested in hearing the most. So today let's start it off with probably the biggest game over the weekend. You could argue Juve Inter as well, but start with this one, which is the Manchester Derby. So this was between Manchester City and Manchester United. Took place on Sunday, and Manchester City thumped United 3-0 with who else but Foden and Erling Haaland scoring. Like it feels like every derby, it's always these two. But my takeaway from the game, I guess overall, is that Amarim really, I think, has not done a good enough job. I'm not sure if United fans want him to stay. I think a lot of them are probably fine with him leaving now. But like City didn't really have to do too much to beat United this game. I feel like United sort of did it to themselves. Their midfield very lackluster. I don't know why Amarim starts Ugarte, who is just not a great midfielder, at least in this system. He has two midfielders playing, whereas City kind of have like 4 to 5 midfielders grouping up with like Rodri, Foden, Ryan Diers, even Bilva comes in there as well as O'Reilly. So they're heavily losing the midfield battle. Not to mention, he has the guys like Mazraoui playing at wingback, which is clearly not a great position for him. Mazraoui is an excellent player, I'd say, but he's an excellent player at right back or left back, not right center back, right wing back, left wing back. The truth is, Mazraoui doesn't really seem to have a place in the Samram system, and yet he's being forced into this right wing back role, which doesn't suit him. But regardless, I think City played an excellent game. Although, like, I don't think they had to be excellent to beat them. I just think United couldn't really do much. I know they got a few half chances here and there where, like, Embuemo had a couple shots that Donnarumma made saves for. Um, he I think had a chance where like the ball like came to him and like just bounced off his foot and went wide, which people were like blaming him for not getting on target. But I mean, it's sort of a reaction thing there. You can't really do much. Shout out to Doku. I think he was probably a contender for man of the match. The way he absolutely cooked Luke Shaw today, I don't even know what Luke Shaw's still doing at the club. He should have been part of the bomb squad along with Anthony, Sancho, Onana, and all these other guys. Like he should have left United long time ago. So yeah, him getting cooked today, I think we all expected it. Rodri, I don't think he was amazing. I guess he's still coming, kind of getting back into the flow of things with his injury. Sesko again, not great. Like United really didn't have the right game plan for this game. It seemed like all they wanted to do was just try like keep trying to find Sesko in the box, and it just like clearly wasn't working. Like if you look at the stats, like there was two big chances which I wouldn't even count as big chances because technically I think one of them was probably that Embuemo shot, which I don't think is a really a big chance. But City did way better, and I think United could have done much better at keep controlling them. They really allowed Haaland to play on transition, which we know how devastating he can be. I think Haaland's second goal, especially where it's like they lose the ball. I think it was Luke Shaw, Ugarte, long ball over the top, and Haaland's one-on-one with the keeper, and he's never missing that. It's I just don't think Amrim had this game plan right at all, and I think we might see him get sacked very soon. Yeah, shout out to Donnarumma getting his debut. Although I didn't think he had to do too much when he was called upon, he did what he needed to. Shout out to Foden for his first goal this season. Hopefully, we can maybe see the Phil Foden we saw a couple seasons ago. Uh, yeah, let's see. Maybe this will jumpstart his season. Haaland again, one of the most formed players in the world right now. Him, Mbappe, Kane, I guess, are probably like the most hot players in all of Europe right now. So yeah, I think this was a pretty straightforward game for City. Maybe maybe they'll go on to have a better season now as well. Maybe slowly things are clicking for them. But again, it was just United, so we can't take too much, give them too much credit. Next, I want to talk about the Derby d'Italia, which is Juve versus Inter, and this was an insane game. And unfortunately, this happened to be at the same time as the Bayern game. So I will preface this by saying I was mainly watching the Bayern game, but I was trying to keep an eye on this game at the same time. And I also did go back and watch an extended highlights of the game. But overall, I know a lot of people probably don't rate Juve very highly, but if you saw my prediction, I had them challenging for the title, and I think I eventually said I think they'll come in second. So I have high hopes for them this season. I think Kenan Yildiz is really going to, I know he's a known player, but I think he's really going to take it up a notch this season, which you could already see this game with his wonderful goal he had. But this was an incredible game. Like the back and forth in this game was so amazing. Yeah, so you see like Lloyd Kelly scoring from a corner, getting assisted by Bremer, like such an insanely weird goal where center back's assisting another center back. Yildiz with the long shot, amazing goal. Çalhanoğlu with two of the best goals you could see, especially that second one where he sort of like takes it on the volley with like the ball behind him. Like that's insane. The technique required to do what he did in that shot is insane. So yeah, he scored two wonderful goals. The script writers were really cooking for this one because like both Thuram brothers scoring, that's crazy as well. Kefren Thuram sort of imitated his brother's celebration. I don't know if you guys saw that because obviously Marcus Thuram scored first, and then Kefren Thuram mocked his celebration. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah. So I mean, that's just wonderful stuff. I like seeing that from the game. I don't think either team was super excellent, but I feel like, I mean, Juventus were definitely the better players. I think they were taking much more control of the game. And yeah, they did win only by one goal, but I think they were the deserved winner. I haven't taken a look at the stats or anything. I mean, yeah, from the stats, it looks fairly even, but I don't know. I felt when I was watching that game that Juve were the one who were playing a little bit better than Inter. But yeah, an insane game overall. If you guys didn't get to catch this game, if you were busy, were watching something else, I highly suggest you guys go back and watch the highlights of this game because every single goal was just insane in its own way. And I think, yeah, it was just an amazing watch. So, on this game, yeah, I guess overall a summary, like, Inter did lose this one. I already sort of mentioned I don't have high hopes for Inter this season. I think Inter have decent players, but I think the reason they were so great was Inzaghi. And I said, with Christian Kivu back here, I don't know if he has it in him to, like, lead a title challenger or not. And I think I had them finishing fourth. But, Juve, again, I had high hopes for them. I have high hopes for them. So they continue their great run of games. They're top of the table, as you can see. Oh, actually, yeah, Napoli took it over because of goal difference. But, yeah, they were top of the table. So, yeah, they haven't lost yet. So I think, yeah, they'll keep going. I think they'll do pretty solid. I did have AC Milan winning the league, so we'll see how that prediction goes. But yeah, Juve to have a solid season, and this really helped them, I guess. Next, I want to talk about my club, which is Bayern versus Hamburg. So this game, I think this was an absolutely perfect game. It was an everybody eats game. We played some of the most beautiful football we've played in a while. The one-touch football that was on display during this game, oh man. This is absolutely perfect, and if we can bring this performance to Chelsea, that's what we need to do. We need to take everything that was great about this game and bring it to the Chelsea game because yeah, this was perfect. We got we got Gnabry scoring, we got Kane with 2 goals and an assist. We had Luis Diaz scoring. We had Olise's assist. We had the great team goal that Pavlovic got. We had, I don't know. I think everything was just great. Even Neuer was great playing out from the back. It's not like HSV had a couple chances, which we definitely could do better to mitigate those. Guerrero did get injured as well, which was unfortunate to see. I mean, not that he's a very, very key player for us, but that's just like one less body we have now. So our left back options are basically just Stanisic. And we kind of saw Tom Bischoff play there, which, yeah, it was kind of exciting in its own way. Um, but yeah, I'm glad we got to see, we got the youngsters out there. We got Carl coming on, Bischoff coming on, I was really happy to see. Nicholas Jackson got his debut as well. We were able to get him out on the pitch, get warmed up. He didn't look super amazing, but, it'll take time. We know what he's good at. We know what he needs to work on. And as long as we're relying on him as a backup, it's not a big deal. But the main thing I want to say is, Pavlovic, even besides the goal, he's just such an amazing player. And I'm so tired of seeing Goretzka start over him. It actually makes me mad. Like, I love company, but just one thing I wish that he would just stop playing Goretzka altogether. Which, he did do this game, to be fair. Goretzka didn't get any minutes off the bench. But I'm pretty sure because he started Pavlovic this game, we're probably going to see Goretzka versus Chelsea, which is so annoying. Like, Goretzka offers us nothing in the build-up. But anyways, with Pavlovic there, we were able to distribute the responsibility of the build-up play and receiving from the center backs, from it being just Kimmich to allowing Pavlovic to also help out with that, which I think was amazing. Yeah, Carl came on and showed a few bright moments. Bischoff coming on and playing left back, maybe that's an option we can, sort of look at. Kind of like our own like Camavinga, playing left back for us. But I mean, I love Tom Bischoff. He's so versatile. So yeah, we'll see where we go from there. But I mean, overall, just a great game. A 5-0 win with youth playing, able to rest some of our players. So yeah, very happy about that. Let's get on to the next game. So next I have Burnley Liverpool. So this game, on the other hand, was the exact opposite. It was the most low block, park the bus. Like, they didn't bring out one bus, they brought out 2-3 buses, Burnley, to stop Liverpool from scoring, which is totally fair. When you're going to play Liverpool, your main goal is to maybe just get a point out of it. And I know a lot of people are like, Burnley are unlucky, to lose this and whatever. But I mean, what did they do to deserve that point, really? Yes, they defended well, but at the end of the day, Liverpool would have been very unlucky to have been attacking that whole game and walk away with nothing. So, I mean, I can see the argument both ways, but I think people who are saying Burnley are unfortunate or whatever, I think that's wide of the mark. One thing I really liked about Slot is that he saw Kirk has got the yellow card, and he wasn't shy about hooking him off at the 38th minute to bring on Robertson, because that's what he felt that they needed in the game. And on top of that, Kirk has had a yellow card. So I really like that about Slot. I'm a big fan of Arne Slot as a manager in general, and that's another thing which I think he did really well. Gravenberch played an excellent game. I'd say he was probably my man of the match this game. Really well in the midfield, as he has been for a while now. Gakpo, I don't think he had a great game. I feel like every time he would just come out here, cut and shoot, and a lot of his shots were getting blocked. I feel like it got to a point where he wasn't even like looking to do anything else. Wirtz, I think it was an okay game. Definitely not great. I think he honestly played better against Arsenal, I believe it was. Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. I honestly think he played pretty well against Arsenal, but I think this game against Burnley was not it at all. Akatike as well, not a great game from him. But I think it's tough for a striker to play a good game when the team is, in this low of a block. And just tough to get the ball into him. Salah also, I think he's been fairly poor this season by his standards. It's not like that he's playing poor. It's just I feel like he's not getting involved enough in the game. I feel like, we're not seeing him get into a lot of goal scoring positions, getting into a lot of places to assist. But in the end, they got the penalty from the handball, and Salah wins the game for them. So overall, I think it is a little bit concerning that Liverpool do keep winning this way. But obviously, this is like sort of them starting to click. They have a new piece in Wirtz, so and Kirk has even. They have Szoboszlai playing right back, so I think it's gonna take some time for things to gel together, and the fact that there's 4 wins out of 4 is, I think, great for them, no matter how those wins came. But I also want to say Rio and Gumoa, when he did come on, I think he played pretty well. I know it wasn't for very long, but when he came on, he had a definitely good. He showed good flashes. It was that like dribble where he passed it to Frimpong, and Frimpong took, I think, one extra touch. Otherwise, he could have like hit it first time and it could have caught the keeper off guard. But yeah, I think Liverpool get another win, top of the table, 4 wins out of 4. Yeah, they won it ugly, but I'm sure they'll build on this and get better in the future weeks. Next, we have Barcelona versus Valencia. So this was an absolute battering, as it has been. It feels like in recent times, every time they play against Valencia, Flick sort of seems to have this team figured out really well. This game, Rafinha didn't even start because of he was late to their activation session, I think. So look at their front four here. Like, it's Ferran, Fermin, Rashford, and Rooney. So Ferran, I guess you could start, but then likes of Yamal is missing, Rafinha is missing, Olmo isn't playing, even though I guess Fermin is probably ahead of Olmo at this point. And yeah, Rashford was playing. I think Rashford looked pretty strong at the start of the game. Definitely one of the best out of probably the front four. But obviously Fermin should have took the spotlight. I think this is like where Fermin thrives. He's really good at these like late runs into the box and really good at goal scoring in that sense. So yeah, playing him as a 10, I think, is very, very well suited to his game. Even as a right center mid who's like given the freedom to attack. I think we've seen that from Fermin, and yeah, I'm happy for him to get the 2 goals. I think there has been a little bit too much hype for Fermin recently. After his 2 goals, like people going and saying he should be worth 150 mil, 200 mil. Like, I like Fermin. I think he's a decent player, but realistically, like he is a great squad option for Barcelona. I think, yeah, maybe he'll develop into a starter for them, but I don't know. I still think Olmo, when he's playing as good as he can play, is probably a starter for them. Ferran, he had quite a few misses, even though he did walk away with an assist for one of Fermin's goal. Rashford, again, played decent, and I think his assist was really, really nice, where he like cut back and crossed it in. Pedri played a great game, as he always does. Not too much to say about their backline. I think everyone sort of did their job. It was nice to see, I guess, Joan Garcia not have to do too much. How many saves did he have? Yeah, he had 1 save. And, unlike a few weeks ago where he was, the one who won them that 1 point, constantly getting tested. But this is a much, much better game from Barcelona. Much better game from Flick. He, managed this excellently, even with a lot of his starters out. I also did want to touch on, Rafinha, when he did eventually come on, he was like, sort of, I guess, a message like, you can't bench me, like I'm too good. But yeah, so Rafinha came on, played a great game. Lewandowski came on and sort of showed Ferran this is how it's done. He came on, he took his 2 goals excellently. It's what Lewandowski does, even at his age. For him to be so good, it's amazing. And Bernal finally coming back from his injury, playing his first game. And I think he came on, had a decent cameo. There wasn't too much, but I think, obviously that assist he had for Lewandowski was wonderful. And, we know how good Marc Bernal started off last season, and it was really unfortunate for him to get that injury. So, yeah, I'm glad to see him thriving again, and hopefully he gets more minutes in the future. But yeah, now Barcelona have to get ready for a big away game to Newcastle. And, we'll see how that goes. And the final game for today I have is Real Sociedad versus Real Madrid. So for this, there was I guess a few talking points, a controversial decision as well. Let me just start this game off by saying, wow, about Mbappe. Like, I understand Mbappe, he's always in and amongst the best players in the world, but I think last season he started off the season very poorly. And yes, he picked up in the second half of the season and he was scoring. I still don't think that Mbappe we were seeing in the second half of last season for Madrid was the Mbappe. And I think what we are seeing at the start of this season thus far is the Mbappe. He's everything that we, sort of imagine Mbappe to be. Just that ruthless attacker, like that. He gets the ball and it's already over. You fear playing against him, and that's what Mbappe was, and that's what I think he has been this season. Yeah, definitely one of the best players so far this season, as I mentioned earlier. Him, Haaland, and Kane probably, as far as attackers, strikers go. But yeah, Mbappe is so good. He took his goal so well, and even the assist for Arda Güler, goes down the byline, cuts it back perfectly for Güler, and Güler takes a great shot and scores. So yeah, Mbappe, shout out to him. Very good game from him. Vinny, I think he had a decent game as well. I'm surprised he didn't get actually the assist for Mbappe's first goal. I thought he assisted it, but I guess maybe there was a touch involved there. Ceballos was all right. Tchouaméni continuing the great start he's had to the season. Militao as well, continuing the great start he's had. Yeah, this was definitely Madrid's best center back playing right now. Carreras, I think, was decent. I don't think he did anything extraordinary. But yeah, nothing bad. Nothing bad to say about him. I think he did his job pretty well. And now we get to the Huijsen red card. So, was it a red card? I think it's very harsh. And this is coming from a Madrid hater. I don't think that should have been a red card. I feel very bad for him. Huijsen, he's a young center back. And giving him that red card could really throw off his confidence. We don't know, but it shouldn't have been a red card. Mistakes like that shouldn't be happening at this level of the sport. Yeah, I think there was enough time for them to cover. I think they even suspended. I think the VAR referee for the mistake that was made because he didn't tell Gil Manzano on field to go and check it again. But yeah, but I will say, it is dumb for Huijsen to be doing that in anyways. I think he's doing it in a situation where there is a risk of getting a red card. I do agree this shouldn't have been a red card, but I think Huijsen shouldn't have fouled him in the position that he did either. But yeah, that's my standpoint on it. But yeah, Real Madrid got the win anyways. Oyarzabal did have a penalty, but in the end it ended up not meaning much because they weren't able to get that equalizer. But, as I've sort of been saying this season, Madrid are not clicking on attack as much, but they've been much better defensively. I think now we're sort of slowly seeing them click a lot more going forwards. And yeah, their defense is still just as solid. Their possessional play has been just as solid. So, yeah, this Madrid team could get scary under Xabi Alonso. Let's see, they do have their first game in the Champions League coming up. I believe it is a home game to Marseille. So I expect them to win that. I expect Mbappe to probably continue scoring. But yes, I think, that's sort of everything for this week I have. Those were the 6 games. Let me know your thoughts on any of these games down below. Let me know if there's any particular games you want me to speak about for next weekend. But yeah, that's been me, Farmer's Footy, logging off, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.